Hello everybody, whiteandnerdyman here, back with another episode of Slay the Spire. I believe we are on episode 7 now, because we just finished the daily challenge last time we were here. Took a couple days off from recording, just to kind of relax. Things are going crazy at work, as it always is, but that's just how work is, I suppose. Last run, a regular run, we were not victorious, sadly, with the Silent, but we avenged that defeat with a win at the daily challenge. Unfortunately, it didn't actually get credited for a permanent progress for this particular run. For this particular save file, I guess I should say. So we are going to go ahead and start with the newest character class that we just unlocked, going back again to our RPG archetypes here. This is the Mage, aka the Defect, a combat automaton which became self-aware. Ancient technology allows the manipulation of orbs. We saw little glimpses of his playstyle and what makes him tick in the daily challenge, but we'll see the mechanics more thoroughly fleshed out here. This is a fun character class to play, but I am definitely not an expert at this one by any means. I haven't won in him at all between this game, any other game that I have played of Slay the Spire. So let us see what Niao has to offer for us for the beginning of this run. With the Defect's starting relic, at the start of each combat, he channels one lightning orb. Now, orbs have a passive effect and a effect that is activated by evoking or extinguishing the orb. The passive effect triggers at the end of your turn, and evoking it, you have to play certain cards in order to get an orb evoked. It's best to just kind of let you see how that one goes. But for now, let's see. Enemies in your next 3 combats have 1 HP, or we get max HP plus 7. I'm debating because we could actually really mop up the floor with an elite enemy. We could Yeah, we can actually go ahead and view the map before we do anything else. Either way, any of the routes that I'm looking at here, we're going to have all the 3 combats be expired before we get to an elite. So we're just going to take the max HP upgrade. Once again, the Defect is not a character that passively restores health, so we need to keep that in mind and be as defensive as possible until we get a good run synergy going. Let us just take combat, then shop. That way we have a little bit more money to work with. So we got 15 damage coming in our way this turn. This is what I was talking about when it comes to channeling the orb. So at the end of each turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy for each lightning orb that we have. With this one, we will be able to channel at least 1 orb. We are not going to be able to fully negate damage this turn, unfortunately. And it'll be the same amount of damage regardless of which one we do. Let's go ahead and just take out this little slime here. Unfortunately, this damage is a bit unavoidable. Regrettable, but it's not horrible. We can deal with it. This character, from my experience, is definitely much more about tanking up, about getting that defense going, and just kind of letting your orbs do the trick. I haven't had a whole lot of chances to really experiment with his builds, kind of builds like I've wanted to. I've come very close to victory as the Defect before, but never actually have achieved it. But we will seek to rectify that today. We're going to channel 1 more lightning there and strike, and this next turn we'll kill him. The orbs are most efficient against 1 enemy as opposed to multiple, unless if you get certain cards. But we're going to claim our monies and go ahead and start laying the foundation of our build here. We can have Claw, which costs 0, deal 3 damage, increase the damage of all Claw cards by 2 this combat, so it's a stacking effect. It can keep on going and going. Sweeping Beam, deal 6 damage to all enemies and draw a card. Or Ball Lightning, deal 7 damage and channel 1 lightning. Let's go for that. We can get rid of one of our strikes to have just something that is completely strictly better. We will march on to the next combat. Hope everybody has been having a good week so far. I have myself, just like I said, it's been a little bit crazy goings-on at the workplace front. Nothing that we can't handle, though. Let us, once again, we're not going to be able to subvert any damage at all. We're not going to have enough to kill either of these guys, so let's just go ahead and block up. Now, when it comes to the orbs, they don't necessarily count as attacks. So because of that, their curl up did not trigger. So we still have that to deal with, unfortunately. So we are looking at 12 HP and 14 HP, respectively. So we can go ahead and do Ball Lightning to channel one more. He will lose that block before our... Well, actually... No, he won't lose it before we have a chance to Lightning Strike him, but that's okay. Let's just go ahead and kill him. Sorry, I'm doing the math here real quick. Actually, I think we will have enough lightning strikes to kill him. Yeah, barely enough. Okay, so yeah, the orbs will trigger before the opponent's block breaks. Just had to refresh myself with that. Claim the monies, and let's see what else we have here. Barrage, deal 4 damage for each channeled orb. Let's see. Doom and Gloom, deal 10 damage to all enemies, and channel a Dark. The Dark is interesting. Each turn, its passive ability is that it builds up damage, and then whenever it is evoked, it'll deal that a lot of damage to the enemy that has the least HP on the field. So that is a good consideration. Or you can deal 7 damage, draw 3 cards, discard all cards this way that do not cost 0. We don't have any cards that cost 0 yet, so honestly, this may not be the best way to go. We could actually skip over cards unintentionally that we don't want to. I don't know if Barrage will really be worth it. Well, we do have enough where we have a lot of channeling action go on. We're getting at least 12 damage out of it. Let's just go ahead and go with Barrage. Hopefully we can find an orb that increases the amount of orb slots that we have. And let us go ahead and go to the store. Welcome, he says. Unfortunately, we are not able to afford any relics. Madness is an interesting prospect. Reduce the cost of a random card in your hand to 0. This combat. This, as we saw in the daily challenge video, is very, very helpful, defensively speaking. But I do kind of want to remove one of our strikes so that we can replace it with Ball Lightning, which is just strictly better. But honestly, the prospect of getting block and wins our next opportunity for a store, I should say, not anymore on this particular floor. So we would have to hope that a question mark unknown event will be able to let us remove a card. Honestly, let's just go with reformed body, reinforced body. It will be very helpful in a pinch, I find. Let's go ahead and see what the question mark has for us. Ah, the 3 faces. This will be our chance to go ahead and remove a card from our deck, or we could upgrade. I'm almost always a sucker from the upgrade. Transform. I shy away from that because it's a bit risky. Let us upgrade Zap, because that means that we can channel a lightning for free. I think that is definitely a net positive for us. Let's go on to the next question mark. Next random event here, you come upon a dapper-looking, cheery gremlin. It's time to spin the wheel. Are you ready? Of course you are. Let's play. Hopefully, this does not go in our detriment. We get to spin the random wheel here. Hoping for good stuff. Money! Fantastic. You win some gold. Yay! Prize. Yay! Yay! And let's leave. Okay, so we could go campfire, then question mark combat, or honestly, well, we won't see a campfire again for a while, and that's a lot of combats. I want to fight this elite, but perhaps we can go up in this direction to face this elite. I would like an extra relic. My quandary to myself is that if we go ahead and heal, we're honestly not in a bad spot HP-wise at the moment. Let's go ahead and just upgrade. And I say let's go ahead and upgrade a Ball Lightning so we can deal more damage with it and still channel the same lightning for the same cost. Ooh, I hear some thunder outside. You might be able to hear that in the camera. I love thunderstorms. Let me see. Yes, let's go ahead and go to combat. We'll have some more money to work with. It's just a cultist. I think we will be just fine. So immediately, we're going to go Ball Lightning, 10 damage, and Channel Lightning. Strike. And there's not really much else that we can do here. As you can see, that passive damage really stacks up. Especially if you start getting into a good cycle of evoking your orbs each turn and channeling them. Some cards will let you channel and evoke in the same go. And honestly, blocking is pretty much the only thing we're going to be able to do. We will take 1 damage, unfortunately, but 1 is better than, say, 17. Or any other number greater than 1 in this instance. And we'll go Barrage for the last 12 damage to kill. Didn't stand a chance. We're going to take the Explosive Potion and add a card to our deck. So we have another chance to add another Ball Lightning. We definitely would need to replace some of our strikes, but we could really get the lightning channeling action going. Or we could start channeling a different kind of orb, which is Frost. It gives us 2 block each and every turn for its passive ability, and when it's evoked, it gives you 5 block, I believe. Or you could do stack, gain block equal to the number of cards in your discard pile. Now the Defect tends to, depending on the build that you're going for, favor actually larger decks, and this is a card that's an example of that. But honestly, I want to go for a more streamlined approach. Let's just go ahead and go Ball Lightning again, really get the lightning action going. And we will proceed, sally forth to the next combat. We have a Maw Worm, or Jaw Worm, and a Slime. Coming at us for 21 damage. Yikes. Not cool, man. We will be taking 11, no matter which way we slice it. And unfortunately, you cannot pick where those orbs strike. It is purely random, and we will be taking 10 damage. 11 damage, pardon me. Not the best. Not the best at all, but they're both going to be doing... he's going to get buffed. He's going to give us a debuff, which is the Frail, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and do Ball Lightning. Barrage the heck out of you in the back there. We could do Dual Cast, so evoking an orb will deal 8 damage to an enemy. It'd be great if both of those hit the slime, but I don't think it's going to be able to hit. It's just not a guarantee either way, but let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, it spread the damage evenly amongst them. It almost killed that slime. That is infuriating. Hanging on by just a thread. He's going to be coming at us for 7 damage, but we'll be able to do another Ball Lightning with reduced damage thanks to Weaken. Ugh. It is an aggravation. Have to make a little bit of a decision here. He's going to be coming at us for 14, and we'll be gaining 7 block for each energy that we expend. So, let's go ahead and do Ball Lightning to kill him. It's a bit overkill, but we get the orb. Net positive. And we're Reinforced Body to just block enough damage that's coming in on us this turn. I think next turn, Mr. Jawworm here will be adequately pacified. Now, whenever you channel an orb and you don't have enough space for the next orb, your first orb in line right here is evoked. As an example, so we just got 8 damage on him essentially for free, which is awesome, and we'll just bring it home for the kill. It's just interesting, this class plays a little bit more passively, but you have to be a bit more cerebral about it. I like it. It's enjoyable. Okay, so we have options here. Darkness to channel 1 dark. Cool-headed, channel 1 frost, draw a card. Tempest, channel X amount of lightning for how much energy we expend, and then exhausts. Darkness is tempting. Hello, darkness, my old friend. We'll skip it. We will. Getting the extra channeling does work, but I don't think we'll be evoking orbs quite fast enough. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's just do darkness. I'll just make up my mind here. We're gonna go to our first treasure chest of this run to see what kind of relic we might uncover. We have 74 gold and Bottled Flame. Upon pickup, choose an attack. Start each combat with this attack in your hand. So immediately, let's pick Ball Lightning. That way we can immediately have at least 2 guaranteed orbs at the beginning of combat. I just held 2 fingers up to the microphone, because you can definitely see that. Let's go to the Elite Enemy. feeling brave and dangerous, you know, at 59 HP. That might have not been the best idea. Actually, we can go ahead and do Ball Lightning, Darkness, and Barrage for 12 damage for each channeled orb. If we play our cards right, once again, no pun intended, we can do some massive damage. So see how Dark is stacking each turn. It's going to be dealing 12 damage once it's evoked. That guy is scary strong. I'm trying to think here because we could attack him for 6. And we could do a dual cast to go ahead and start moving things up here for us. Well, honestly, and he's going to get 2 strength every time we play a skill. But honestly, this will be our best play just to negate as much damage as possible. And we are still doing passive damage to him each turn. So that hurts ever so slightly. But hopefully we'll be able to kill him before things get a little bit too dire. This might be a turn that mostly plays itself. So we channeled a lightning. We're going to do zap to channel another one. We could go ahead and throw an explosive potion at him, and he's going to die next turn. Honestly, and where's our next campfire? Yeah, it's not. It's past another combat or another elite if we're really feeling that crazy. Let's just go ahead and throw the explosion potion. Hate to waste a potion this early, but honestly, I think conserving the HP will be the best. 32 gold, and with the Dreamcatcher, whenever we rest, we can add a card into our deck, so we don't necessarily have to seek out combat to get cards now, which is always a good plus in my book. We get a potion back, Dexterity Potion. Let's see, okay, now this is something that we might want to consider. Defragment, which is gain 1 focus. Of course, there's Strength that increases the attack damage, Dexterity, which increases the amount of defense each card gives, and Focus, which increases the effectiveness of orbs directly. That actually might be a very good investment, but Charge Battery is also good too. It's a strictly better block. Oh man. Let us go defragment, to increase the effectiveness of our orbs for combat. And that question mark was a combat in disguise. So we're gonna go Ball Lightning. I say defend. We'll be dealing 6 damage to him anyway. So we only missed out on 2 points of damage, which we would have done instead with Barrage, but it's fine. We're going to zap this dude. We're going to defrag to increase, as you see now, all of our orbs will be dealing 4 damage, and then 9 damage when we evoke each orb. So, and then Reinforced Body to get enough block to say sayonara to that damage. Yeah, outside of camera, I had actually won another run as the Ironclad on my actual game file. So, on my personal game file, I have 2 of the 3 seals unlocked necessary to open the door, whatever lies behind the door at the end of the title screen. If we get another victory this episode, I will definitely, or this run, I will definitely let the credits play through onto that so you guys can see it. And we're going to strike just to bring it home. 14 gold. I was kind of hoping that we would have another one. Ooh, it is thundering and storming out there. Awesome. Okay, stack, game block equal to the number of cards in your discard pile. We can do another Ball of Lightning to really just get the ridiculous channeling action going. Or we could do Thunderstrike, deal 7 damage to a random enemy for each lightning channeled this combat. That is going to be a trump card for us, although it's very expensive. Let's just go ahead and do it because Zap is now free for us. So essentially like free ammunition. So, we have another set of options here. I want to do this elite, kind of, but at the same time we have 2 campfires back to back. If we really do well, we can rest and recover HP fully at one and upgrade a card at another. So let's see how we fare in this combat before we count our chickens before we hatch. We don't have any defense, which is regrettable. We can go ahead and power up our orbs, at the very, very least. And we will do Barrage. It'll do a bit more damage than just a plain old strike. We will be taking 10 damage this turn, which is a bit regrettable. But I think we'll be okay. Oh, plus at the next campfire, we'll actually have a chance to get a card. Let me see. We channel 2 lightning, so that will deal 14 damage. Not optimal, actually, which is interesting. We're going to channel lightning. That will almost kill him. But we're going to go ahead and go reinforce body just so we can get the block that we need. He's hanging on by a thread. He will die next turn. There's no doubt about it at this point. Strike him for the death. We're going to get our money back because he will bugger off with our money if we're not careful. Gambler's Brew, we'll take that. Okay. This is a good power to have. At the start of your turn, trigger the passive ability of your next orb. Or Streamline is so good. It's really saved my neck a few times. Deal 15 damage, reduces card's cost by 1 this combat. But honestly, since we're going to have increased focus as a possibility, Loop sounds like a good idea to me. I feel like the defects are also built much more around its powers as well as defect decks. We will go ahead and rest, and we have an opportunity to add a card into our deck. We have another chance for another defragment, or go for the eyes, deal 3 damage if the enemy intends to attack, apply weak. Let's go defrag to get our orbs even more powerful than what they were before. Have a last round of combat with a lovely old slime here. We're going to go Ball Lightning, strike, and we will channel a darkness. He's going to come at us with Frail. I have to think Frail is armor, Weakened is weapon attack. So I guess that's a good way to remember it. He's going to be just going for the debuff, so I say let's power it up. Loop and defrag. So we're going to get some more action going with our orbs here, and just punch him. Actually, that interrupted him, so he's going to be splitting into 2 other slimes that have 31 HP apiece, regrettably. And we're going to be getting 16 damage if we're not careful. We can go defrag to get even more powerful focus. Our defense is quite regrettably bad. We will not have enough to kill either one of these guys, even with all of our orb action going on here. Let's just go defend. We will be eating a little bit of damage, 10 damage to be exact. But there's not really anything else that we could do about it at this point. We're going to get some slime action going on in there. Oh, and thanks to Loop, as you can see, the, I don't know if I explained that well, at the start of our turn, trigger the passive ability of our next orb. So this orb in the front, whatever is going to happen, it'll happen. I think it's pretty cool. Zap. That we really get some action going on there. Barrage will come in for the kill on this slime. We can do Ball Lightning. And let's just dual cast just to go complete overkill. 27 damage. Yeah, I think this build is going to pan out much better for us. Let's add a card to our deck. Hologram, gain 3 block. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand. It is very, very crappy block-wise, but that effect of putting a card from the discard pile in the hand, it's too good to pass up, I would say. Honestly, let me see what boss that we have. It is the Guardian creature. Let us go ahead and just rest up. I think that'll be the best. And then we have a chance to add card. Double energy. We could double our current energy and exhaust, which is very good. Or do another barrage. We do 7 damage to a random enemy twice. Let's just skip adding a card. Let's just go ahead and take on the big bad boss here. He's just going to be blocking up. So now is our chance to go defrag, Ball Lightning, and to strike this guy. Let's go ahead and take a Dexterity Potion. He's going to be taking some more damage, and 6 more damage. He will shift modes. So hopefully we can do that before he does that lovely destroy action going on there. We're going to go Loop, At the start of our turn, we're going to trigger an active ability. Ball Lightning. And we'll go Barrage. Yes, that'll be enough to get him down. And unfortunately, our orbs will not be able to pierce through his shields, but it's okay. And also, if we really want to, we can tank up. He'll be taking 12 damage, or 16 damage, I guess, technically, per turn. Listen to that thunder. That is awesome. It's going to be fun driving to work and that, but I still love thunderstorms. Anyhow. So let me see. He's going to be coming at us for 9 damage. And we'll be taking 3 every time we attack him. We could just completely block up with Reinforced Body and just let orbs just do their thing. Let's just go ahead and just strike him once, just take a little bit of damage. Could have gone for an achievement there where we go through an entire boss fight without taking any damage, but it's okay. We might have been able to achieve it. I'm kind of actually kicking myself now, but it's all good. We're gonna... Well, let's defrag first to gain a little bit more power for our orbs, and one orb is going to be evoked for 10 damage, which is great. Let's channel a Dark, just to kind of get one ready for him. Storm's coming! And we will be taking 11 damage. Unfortunately, but I feel like that we have hurt him a significant amount, 90 damage. And he's going to be coming at us for 20. So let's zap him. Defend, defend, strike. This will hurt, we'll take 6 damage. But we all good, we have him halfway down, and he's going to be shifting modes here very shortly anyway. So let's go Ball Lightning. We can actually punch through his block this way. We'll add Zap into our hand, channel another Lightning, that Dark gets evoked. And we just dealt a whole lot of damage that way. You can see how the Defect is a much more tactical, I think, than his other counterparts, though I don't know. Oh, and this is going to deal a ridiculous amount of damage. Yeah, Thunder Strike. This is why this card is going to be our trump card whenever we have so much lightning channeling going on. It's going to be dealing, let's see, 7 times... 49 damage. It is ridiculous. But in all the best kind of ways, really, I mean. And that was just, that just all counted as 1 attack, so that's glorious. He's going to be hanging on by 2 HP, will be taking 9 damage, but, I mean, we have this in the bag, guys. There's just no question about it. That lightning worked out fantastically. Oh, and he dies on the beginning of the turn anyway. I'm really liking where our build is going so far there, guys. Let's go ahead. Oh, okay. We have to take this power. It is expensive, but with the lightning build that we have going on, lightning now hits all enemies instead of a random enemy, and I think that might even include the lightning strike, and we also channel 2 additional lightning. Honestly, it is way too good to pass up. So we're just going to go ahead and get that. We're going to pick our boss reward as the thunder is roaring on in the background. I think it's absolutely awesome. And then after that, we'll call the episode. But, let's see, when you would die, heal to 50% of your max HP instead. Works once. Ectoplasm, gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer gain gold. Or, at the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand. Oh, these are all such good rewards. Let's give ourselves an extra life, essentially. Why not? But we'll go ahead and try that. Alright, I will cut the episode here. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is White and Nerdy Man, episode 7 of our Slay the Spire Let's Play. If you like what you see, just hit like, leave a comment with some feedback. Please subscribe if you're inclined. We'll try to get these up as often as I possibly can with the daily challenge. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do every other day like I was originally intending. We'll keep you posted on that one, but I'll try to get those up as often as I possibly can too. Once again, White and Nerdy Man, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time on Slay the Spire.